Hi there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and sorry, I'm trying to go see if I'm live. I was gonna try to get my iPad out so I could maybe reply to comments, but I don't know if I'm that smart to do it, so I'll keep trying and see what happens. My iPad says I'm not live yet, but I'm sure I'm live on Facebook. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just bear with me. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube when I'm done, and I can't get on my iPad. I'm gonna just go ahead and get started. So I have the cutest project for you. So I have some friends coming over this weekend. Stampin' Up! Has this event. It's a virtual event called Creativity Now, and I have a couple friends coming over that are gonna watch it with me, and so I wanted to make them a cute little gift. Now, if you're Mary and you don't want to see what your cute little gift is, just stop the video, get off Facebook, whatever. But I wanted to make one more, and I was dying to share it because it turned out so cute. So that's what we're going to make today. And we're going to use this Hearts and Hugs bundle. Now this bundle is even on the Stampin' Up! Is doing this 10% off bundle sale right now, and this is one of the bundles that you can get 10% off. And it is so cute. Look, it has all those little animals on there, but we're not even going to use the little animals. We're really going to use the dies because it has this cute little thing of flowers and all the little flowers and hearts. I guess these are the stems and the flowers, and that's what we're gonna use. So I'm not gonna show you the project till the very end. I want you to be surprised, and then I'll show you some of the inspiration, where I got my inspiration from too. So let's go ahead, and if I forget the measurements or if I talk too fast and forget to tell you the measurements, they're on my blog, becreativewithkathy.com, and the link should be below. But okay, we're gonna start with a piece of crumb cake. Now this is, I know this one, this is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4, and we're gonna start with scoring that. We're gonna make a little box kind of thing. So with the 3 3/4 at the top, let's get it down here where you can see it. The 3 3/4 at the top, I'm going to just go ahead and score with the lighter cutting. This one on your cutting paper trimmer, the lighter is scoring, the darker is cutting. So I'm going to take that one away, and I'm going to put this over at 1 inch over here, and I'm going to just score on both sides at 1 inch. Okay, and I'm going to turn this around and do it this way, and score both sides, like I said, at 1 inch. And then I'm going to pick whatever's the bottom, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to take the bottom more or less, and I'm going to score at 1 inch again. And then I'm going to move it over to 2 inches and score it there. And then I'm going to move my cardstock over to 3 inches, and I'm going to lift up that little trimmer arm, and I'm going to take my pen here, and I'm going to make a little mark here on both sides, and I can see by the groove of my paper trimmer where it would be, so I'm going to just make a little mark. And now I'm trying to be light-handed with my pen because I don't want to score my paper with my pen, because a pen would score your paper just like your scoring blade. Okay, so now we have our little paper that looks like that. Okay, now let's put it this way. We're done with this. Let's get our bone folder and fold on those score lines. I like to see the bump of the score line and fold that way. I think it just folds a little nicer. So fold it up on those two, and then we'll fold it at the side here. Oh, and you know what we should do while we have the trimmer handy is let's go ahead and trim away, because we need to cut from this score line down to that little mark there. So let's try that. Let's go ahead and take, so on my trimmer again, I'm going to put that score line by that groove and this little pin mark that I made by the groove. And this time, using the darker or the cutting, I'm just going to cut that corner off like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So line up that score line, line up that little pin mark. There we go, and then just cut that off. And now you have a little piece that looks like that, right? Okay, so now, if you're like most people and you're like, but I hate that little pin mark on my project, which I have to agree, but the pin that I used are these new fusion pins by Pilot, and watch what happens when you take your heat tool and you apply, hold on, I'm getting it warm, and you apply a little heat to that pin, look, it just disappears because it's the friction of the eraser or the heat of the eraser that makes the ink disappear. So now I don't have those little pin marks. Is that not amazing? When I discovered that, a friend told me about that, thank you, Terry, and I thought, no way, it doesn't really work, but it does, and so now there's no marks on there, and I didn't press hard enough, so there's not even score lines. This is going to be a really nice one. Okay, so now we have to trim away, and what I'm going to do is on these two score lines right here, I'm going to just cut that score line away, so just barely on one side of the score line up to the other score line, just like you make all your boxes. But when you cut away that little score line, it just makes it so much easier. So hang on, I'm going to do this on both sides, on both score lines. Get rid of that score line. Nope, look, I missed part of it. Gotta cut that again. Okay, there we go. Cutting away the score lines. And I missed again. Must be because I'm on camera. If I wasn't on camera, I wouldn't have any trouble cutting away the little score lines. Well, maybe I would, and I just do it again and again until they're gone. Okay, here we got rid of that one. Okay, now you have those little notches. See how little they are? Whoops, I keep going out of camera. My camera must be low today. But anyway, so there you go. Now you have the start of our little box. Okay, so now I want the inside of my box to be really smooth, and we're going to cover the outside with some Designer Series paper. So wait, I have a little thing here that I don't like either. I'm going to get rid of him. There we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it, nope, like this. I'm going to put it like this, and then I'm going to put this outside there. So you see what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this and put some glue right here on those little tabs. And I had my little glue thing, and now, oh well, this will work. So we'll put a little glue here, and a little glue here. And I'm even going to keep my box like on its back, I'm going to say, and just make it flat like this. So now the back of my box will be end like this, so it looks like that. And then put a little bit of glue on these two tabs. And then fold that over and lay that so it's nice, square little box. And now when I slide something on the inside, there's no insides for it to get caught on. I hope that makes sense. And the outside even still doesn't look too bad, but look how cute, a little start to our cute little box. And I'm assuming by now you know what I'm gonna put in there, but I'll just show you real quick. So I went and got a couple of these little hand sanitizers from that Bath and Body Works. I always get the name wrong, and then my daughter always makes fun of me. But anyway, so look, it fits in there just perfect. Yeah, so let me show you first of all what inspired me to make this little project. A long time ago, Tina Smith made a little box like this. So I tried to take hers apart, but I didn't have any luck, and then I went on Pinterest and I Googled a bunch of them, and then finally I just came up with my own measurements. So the measurements I use fit that little Bath and Body Works. Hey, I said it right, really well, but there's lots of them on Pinterest. If you don't like the size I picked, there's lots more out there, or you just measure your little thing and figure out what size works. But enough chatter, let's keep going. Let's decorate this little box now. So I have a little strip here of Designer Series paper. This is from that lilac paper, and I should have brought it over, but it's been around for a while. I think it's really pretty, and it matches my crumb cake box really nicely. I know I cut this at 7/8 inch because this was scored at 1 inch, and I wanted it just a tad smaller so it covered up almost the whole thing. And then it's 3 3/4 inches long, and that's going to cover the front. I don't care about the back. The back doesn't even, but I'm going to take this, and I'm not even going to score it. I'm going to just kind of set it at the edge here, and then kind of just fold it where I think it should go, because like I said, I don't think it matters if it's perfect. It just has to look good in the front here. And then I get the fold like that, and then I'll go ahead and make sure my score line, or my fold lines, I guess they're not scored, are straight like this. And now, when you go, I'm going to just use a tape runner here. and put that tape runner on there. And then set it on the front, get that score, or that fold line. I keep calling it a score line. I really didn't score it, but I did fold it. So set that there, set this one here, and now you have that cute little pattern paper on the front of your adorable little box, just like that. Now here is where the cuteness comes in. I keep saying cute little pattern paper, but we're gonna take the little dies from this set. And I did the first time cut out the little flowers and the hearts, but I really like these 3 little flowers right here and this little sprig, I guess you'd call it, or the stems is what they are right here. We'll bring in my plates, and I have just a scrap here. I'm going to try to do it all at once. A scrap here of shaded spruce. That's just a color in the Designer Series paper. I tried to pick the darker colors that are in the Designer Series paper, and then let me just cut a little section here so I can lay that on there and cut out my 3 little flowers that go with it. And then I'm only playing. Now, since I'm using my mini die cut machine, I have my plate, my cutting pad, and my cutting pad, and you can see how they're kind of staggered here. The little guy is adorable. He's fun to use, but sometimes he's temperamental. So I like to stagger my plates like that, and it makes things a little bit easier. So then I'm going to just take that and run it through here, and I have it backwards. I'm going to try to run it through with my left hand instead of my right hand, but hey, look, I'm doing okay. You just run that through there and cut out those adorable little pieces. Okay, I'm not going to set my machine too far away because we're not done. We need some more die cutting in just a second, but let me get these pieces. Look how cute they are. Is that not adorable? And then I discovered from making my first one, it's easier to assemble this little piece before we stick it onto our box. So let me go ahead and, I need a silicone mat. Here he is. I'm going to lay this on here. And this, here's my itty bitty glue bottle. I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on those little dots they put up there. Maybe, where's the glue at? There he is. And the silicone mat just keeps me from getting glue on my work surface. Okay, I'm going to take our little flowers and stick those on there. Cute, cute, cute. Oh, he stuck to my finger. And look how cute. So far, so good, right? But then you take these little pearls like this, and those itty bitty ones. I'm going to use my take a pick tool here and pick up those itty bitty pearls and stick those in the center of the flower too. And it just keeps getting cuter and cuter and cuter. Yeah? All right. Now let's put this onto the front of our little box. Now, I think I mentioned that my measurements are on my blog, BeCreativeWithKathy.com, but all the supplies that I used today, it's on there too. So if you want to see what supplies I used and I went too fast or even said the wrong thing, you can go back there and find them there. So I want to glue this to the front of my box, and if you look, I have about to the bottom of this leaf, because I don't want to put any glue up here where it won't be sticking to the box. So the tallest flower, highest leaf, I want to make sure I glue under that. And I want to make sure it's stuck down pretty good. So I'm going to try to get glue as much, especially on these little stalks like this, these little branches, stems, what are these called? So that it sticks good to my box. I think I didn't go too far. But I'm going to make sure it sticks really good down there. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and just put it here at the bottom. And now, look how cute. You can't tell me that is not adorable. And I did do good on my glue. I don't have any sticky back here where I don't want sticky. Because then when you put that little bottle in there, and look how cute that is. But it needs one more thing. So let me put my dies away so I don't lose them real quick. And I'm going to bring in that stamp set and show you, I was excited to see that in this stamp set, it has this itty bitty little thanks right there. So I took that little thanks and some, oh, and sticking to my, there we go. What was that all about? And some gorgeous grape ink. Let's see, I have a little scrap of white here somewhere. Here he is. I'm going to stamp that little tiny thanks. Now, when you're stamping with a fine line and itty bitty like this, you want to have a really soft hand. So I'm going to tap it here on my ink pad, making sure my ink pad is very happy and has a lot of ink. He's not dry at all. And then I'm going to just barely set that down, let that ink sink in, but not apply a lot of pressure. And then look, you usually get a really good, oh, it's not going to focus on there, but you get a good image. If you try to pound on here and pound on here, see the difference? So I think light touches work better. That's just a tip to help you when you're using those fine line stamps that are itty bitty like that. And then these little happy little things, dies like this. I've been dying to use these. I'm going to take, not this one, I like this one. And we're going to cut it down to size. So first of all, I'm going to lay my die on there, and I hope you can see, but I'm going to put so that S is right at the edge of the die. And you know what? I'm going to tape it down. I'm never going to get that on there. I'm going to just tape that thing down so he don't move. Does that look pretty good? I don't think you can see it because it's so little and you seem far away. But let me take that, and we're going to lay that, if it's straight still. Nope, I moved it. Let's put it on my, let's tape it to the plates, and then that way it won't move for sure. There we go. Now we're thinking work smarter, not harder, I think is what they say. Okay, now he's stuck down there. I'm going to stagger my plates again, bring in that little cute guy. This time I'm going to put my handle on the right side so I can crank it with my right hand and it goes easier. There we go. And then, don't put that too far because I'm going to take this little piece here. And I'm going to turn him around now. And now I'm going to put that little thanks by the very edge of my die. Because we want... oh my, bouncing around, messing everything up. Okay, because we want that little tiny thanks and not a lot of extra room. And I don't do well. I'm usually all thumbs working with little stuff, but trust me, it's worth it. Get that straight in there. I think that looks good. I'm going to tape that down. Stagger my plates again, and let's run that through, and let's see how I did. But I think it's going to look good. Because like I said, I want an itty bitty little tiny thanks on there. And I guess you could just cut around it with your scissors, but I really like the edges of these little dice. Yeah, look how cute that is. Let's see if my camera will focus on that. Adorable, right? Little tiny thanks. And that's all I wanted, was a little tiny project that I thought they would enjoy. Let me put this away so I don't lose that one. I'm going to put the lid on my glue so it doesn't dry out. Now we're ready. And then using itty bitty dimensionals, I think I could fit 2 of them on there. I'll stick one right there, one right there. Use my take a pick tool to get those backings off. There we go. And then just, boop, where'd my trash can go? Pick this up like this, and just, no, it's upside down. I'm gonna pick it up like this, there we go. And just lay this right down here on that little tiny box. Adorable, right? So that's the one I just made now. This is the one that I didn't show you first that I made yesterday, and I think they turned out really cute. I'm really happy. I think that they are just a great little gift. So if you need a little tiny thank you, maybe this is something that you would like to make. Like I said, if you missed out on the measurements, they'll be on my blog, becreativewithkathy.com, along with all the supplies that I used today. Alrighty, that's what I have for you today, and I'll see you back here next Monday. Oh, one last thing, of course I have to ask. If you're on Facebook, be sure and like and share and all that fancy stuff. If you're on YouTube, please like and share. I just love the support that I could use on those two, I don't know what they're called, social media, I guess, things. And if you're interested in joining my classes, I do monthly classes, be sure and join my email list. The link is in the description below. Alrighty, like I said, that's what I have. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.